Your time is running out right now. Every second that passes is a moment you'll never get back. The question is, are you really living or just existing? Life is short, you've heard it before, but have you felt it? Most people realize this truth too late, when the regrets pile up, when time has slipped through their fingers like sand. But today you have a choice to wake up, to live with purpose, and to embrace the days you have left with passion and faith. Because this life is a gift, and wasting it is not an option. Time is the one thing in life that never stops, never slows down, and never gives us a second chance. It moves forward relentlessly, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. And the harsh reality is that every second lost is gone forever, never to be reclaimed. We often live under the illusion that we have all the time in the world, pushing our dreams, relationships, and goals to someday. But the truth is, someday is not promised to anyone. People wake up every morning with plans for the day, the week, or even the next year, yet many never get to see them unfold. The elderly often speak of time slipping away like sand through their fingers, and if we listen closely, we hear a common theme in their words. I wish I had more time, or I should have done things differently while I had the chance. But the tragedy is that they, like all of us, once had the same 24 hours a day that we do now, the same opportunity to make every moment count. Yet life happens, distractions pile up, and suddenly years have passed in the blink of an eye. The question we must ask ourselves is, are we truly living or are we merely existing? Because existing means going through the motions, waking up, working, scrolling through screens, and repeating the cycle, without passion, without purpose, without truly appreciating the limited time we have been given. Living, on the other hand, means being intentional, being fully present in the moment, seizing every opportunity to love, grow, and create memories that will outlive us. Imagine looking back on your life 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Will you be filled with pride knowing you made the most of your time? Or will you be drowning in regret, wishing you had been bolder, taken more risks, and spent more time with the people who truly mattered? We must understand that time does not wait for us to be ready. It moves forward regardless of our fears, doubts, and hesitations. And if we do not take control of it, we will wake up one day wondering where it all went. The truth is, every second is a choice. A choice to waste it on trivial distractions, or a choice to invest it in something meaningful. A choice to hold on to grudges, or a choice to forgive and love fiercely. A choice to procrastinate on our dreams, or a choice to take action now, before it's too late. We often tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow's a moving target that never arrives. If we do not start today, we may never start at all. So what will you do with the time you have left? Will you let it slip away unnoticed? Or will you take control, embrace each day as the precious gift it is, and make your life a story worth remembering? The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking, and time waits for no one. Love is the most powerful force in the world, yet we often take it for granted, assuming there will always be another chance to say, I love you, another opportunity to mend broken relationships, another day to cherish the people who matter most. But the truth is, life doesn't come with guarantees, and one day the people we love will no longer be here, or we may not be here to love them. We get so caught up in the busyness of life, chasing careers, accumulating wealth, scrolling through screens, that we forget what truly matters: people. At the end of our lives, we won't wish we had worked more hours or made more money. We will wish we had spent more time with family, laughed more with friends, and held our loved ones a little longer. Love is not just a feeling. It is an action, a choice, a daily commitment to show up, to be present, to express gratitude, and to forgive freely. Far too many people live with regret because they let pride, anger, or misunderstandings create distance between them and the ones they love, only to realize, too late, that time stole their chance to make things right. How often do we hesitate to say the words that could heal a wounded heart? How often do we push aside the people who love us, assuming they will always be there? But life is fragile, and the people we love can be gone in an instant. So why do we wait? Why do we hold back? If there's someone you love, tell them today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. If there's someone you need to forgive, do it now, because carrying bitterness only steals your own joy. If there's someone you've lost touch with, reach out, because relationships require effort, and love left unspoken is love lost forever. We must love fiercely, without reservation, without fear, and without delay, because love is the one thing that transcends time, the one thing that remains even after we are gone. Our words, our kindness, our presence, these are the gifts that will be remembered long after everything else fades. Imagine looking back on your life and knowing that you gave your heart fully, that you loved without hesitation, that you left no words unsaid and no embrace ungiven. That is a life without regret. The Bible reminds us in 1 Corinthians 13 that love is patient, love is kind, love never fails, and in the end, love is all that will truly matter. So, choose to love today, not just in grand gestures, but in a small, everyday moments, in a kind word, a gentle touch, a listening ear, because life is short, and the people we love are the most precious part of it. Don't wait until it's too late. Love fiercely, love deeply, and love now. Success is often measured by wealth, status, and power, but true fulfillment doesn't come from material achievements. It comes from living with purpose, from waking up every day knowing that what you do matters beyond yourself, that your existence has meaning, and that your life is making a difference. Too many people spend their entire lives chasing the world's definition of success, climbing the corporate ladder, collecting possessions, and striving for recognition, only to find themselves empty, exhausted, and unfulfilled because they were chasing something that was never meant to satisfy their soul. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot buy peace. Fame can bring attention, but it cannot bring true joy. Power can grant control, but it cannot grant purpose. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the happiest, because success without purpose is like a ship without a compass, drifting, restless, and lost. When we live only for personal gain, we miss out on the deeper, eternal impact our lives were meant to have. God has given each of us a unique calling, a divine purpose that goes beyond ourselves. And it is only when we align with that calling that we experience the kind of fulfillment that no amount of money or status can provide. The Bible reminds us in Mark 8:36, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" A sobering reminder that worldly success means nothing if we sacrifice our deeper calling in the process. Think about it. When you reach the end of your life, will you be proud of what you built? Will you have lived in a way that truly mattered? Or will you look back with regret, realizing that you spent your days chasing things that never really mattered? Purpose is found not in selfish ambition, but in serving, in creating, in giving, in making the world a better place through your God-given talents and passions. Your purpose may not be what the world defines as success, but if it brings peace to your heart and light to others, it is the greatest success of all. Some of the happiest and most impactful people are not the richest or most famous, but those who have found meaning in what they do. Teachers who shape young minds, artists who inspire, doctors who heal, leaders who uplift, and ordinary people who spread kindness wherever they go. Purpose is not about how much you gain, but about how much you give. It is about leaving behind something that will outlive you, a legacy that speaks of love, faith, and impact. If you are stuck in a life that feels empty despite its worldly success, it may be time to ask yourself, Am I chasing success or am I chasing purpose? Because in the end, success fades, but a life lived with purpose echoes for eternity. Choose to chase what truly. Fear is one of the greatest thieves of life, stealing dreams, opportunities, and joy from those who let it take control. Yet so many people live in its grip, paralyzed by the what-ifs and worst-case scenarios that may never even happen. Fear whispers lies. You're not good enough. You'll fail. You'll be rejected. You're too young. You're too old. It's too late. And because we believe these lies, we hesitate, we hold back, and we stay trapped in a life far smaller than the one we were meant to live. How many dreams have died because fear convinced someone they weren't capable? How many relationships have never started because fear of rejection kept two hearts apart? How many opportunities have been missed because someone was too afraid to take a chance? The truth is, fear will always be there, but it should never be in the driver's seat of your life. If fear does not come from God, then why do we allow it to dictate our choices? Why do we let it rob us of the abundant life we were meant to have? The enemy wants nothing more than to keep you small, afraid, and defeated. Because a person who walks in fear never fulfills their true purpose. But when you choose to face fear, to step forward despite the shaking hands and racing heart, something incredible happens. You realize fear was just an illusion, a wall made of paper, a shadow with no real substance. Most of the things we fear never even happen, and even if they do, we are stronger than we think, and God is greater than our fears. So what will you do? Will you let fear control your story, keeping you locked in a life of regret and missed opportunities? Or will you rise up, push past the fear, and step into the life that was meant for you? Because in the end, fear is a liar. And the only way to silence it is to walk straight through it with courage and faith. Do not let fear steal one more moment of your life, because life is too short to live in chains when you were meant to be free. True joy is not found in how much we gain, but in how much we give. Yet so many people spend their lives chasing personal success, wealth, and comfort, only to find themselves empty and unfulfilled because they have missed the greatest truth of all. We were created to serve others. The world tells us that happiness comes from looking out for ourselves, from accumulating more, from focusing on our own desires. But the reality is, the most joyful people in the world are not the richest, the most powerful, or the most famous. They are the ones who live for something greater than themselves, who pour into others, who give without expecting anything in return. Think about the moments in your life when you felt truly fulfilled. Was it when you bought something new, or was it when you helped someone in need, lifted someone's burden, or made someone smile? Serving others is the key to lasting joy because it shifts the focus away from our own worries and struggles and allows us to make a meaningful impact on the lives around us. When we serve, we reflect God's love in its purest form, because Jesus himself said in Matthew 20:28, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. If the King of Kings found joy in serving, how much more should we? Yet in a world obsessed with self-promotion and personal gain, service is often seen as weakness, as something that takes away from our own success. But the truth is, serving others doesn't diminish us. It expands us, enriches us, and fills our lives with purpose. Serving can be as simple as offering a kind word, helping a stranger, mentoring someone younger, or giving to those in need. And every act of service, no matter how small, creates ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. It's in serving that we find our true calling, because we were never meant to live just for ourselves. Imagine a world where everyone lived only for their own benefit. There would be no love, no connection, no hope. But when we choose to serve, we become part of something bigger, something eternal. Serving others breaks the chains of selfishness and discontentment because it reminds us of what truly matters: love, compassion, and human connection. It teaches us gratitude because when we help those who have less, we realize how much we already have. It gives us strength because when we lift others, we ourselves are lifted. And it gives us a lasting legacy because long after we are gone, the lives we touched, the kindness we showed, and the love we gave will continue to live on. So if you are searching for joy, stop looking in the places the world tells you to look. Start giving, start serving, start making a difference in the lives of others. Because in the end, true joy doesn't come from what we take. It comes from what we give away. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry, yet so many people reach the end of their lives wishing they had lived differently, wishing they had taken more chances, loved more deeply, and pursued what truly mattered instead of being trapped by fear, distractions, or the expectations of others. Life is short, and every day that passes is one less day we have to make the most of it. Yet too often, we waste our time on things that won't matter in the end. Chasing success without purpose, holding grudges instead of forgiving, staying in our comfort zones instead of stepping into the unknown, and letting pride or fear keep us from expressing love while we still have the chance. Imagine yourself in your final moments, looking back on your life. What will you see? Will you see a life lived with passion, courage, and faith? Or will you see a list of missed opportunities, words left unsaid, and dreams left unfulfilled? Regret is not about the things we did. It's about the things we didn't do, the risks we were too afraid to take, the time we didn't spend with loved ones, the kindness we withheld, the purpose we ignored, and the love we failed to show. People don't regret failing. They regret never trying. They don't regret loving too much. They regret not loving enough. They don't regret giving. They regret holding back. The Bible reminds us in James 4:14, you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. That is the reality of life. It is fleeting, and we don't get a second chance to go back and relive our days differently. The good news is, if you are alive today, then you still have time. You still have a chance to change the story you're writing. You still have the opportunity to let go of fear, to take that leap of faith, to forgive that person who hurt you, to tell someone you love them, to follow that dream that has been burning in your heart for years. But time won't wait forever. And the longer we delay, the more we risk running out of it before we've truly lived. The difference between those who die full of regret and those who leave this world in peace isn't that their lives were easier. It's that they made the choice to live every single day, to embrace life with both hands, to give more than they took, to love without holding back, and to leave behind a legacy of faith, kindness, and courage. One day your story will come to an end, and when that moment comes, may you look back with no regrets, knowing that you lived boldly, loved fiercely, and made your time on this earth count. So don't wait. Don't let another day slip away without living it fully, because life is short, and the only way to leave without regrets is to start living with purpose today.